Hey y'all, this video brought to you by Rock City Guns. Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio. And a big Nerd Studio welcome to the Taurus PT111 Millenium G2. I was in a Rock City Guns today and I picked this gun up out of the case, was playing with it and said, wow, that really feels like a lot more quality than I associated with the Taurus brand name. And Rick was kind enough to let me bring it home and do a demo for you. So big thank you to Rick Beaver and Rock City Guns for sponsoring this video today. Let's take it over the bench and see what's inside. Now the box, of course, is cardboard. You can see that here. You know, a lot of guns come with fancy cases. Those things don't matter to me. They just end up taking up space somewhere, and I keep them around only in case I want to trade the gun or sell it. It's nice to have the box. People like that. To me, it's just not a big deal. So the cardboard box does not bother me. And you've got your manuals and stuff come in this little plastic sleeve up here. But it is kind of interesting. The gun comes in a velvet, as us nerds would say, a velvet dice bag. So if you're a Dungeons and Dragons player from way back, there you go. You've got a nice bag for more dice. There's the firearm. One magazine in here. It's got, you know, a 3.5-inch barrel. It is 12+1 rounds. I'm not going to go into the full tech specs. I'm going to leave that for the NGS report that I'm going to do on this gun. But it's a subcompact gun. 12 rounds, 12+1, 3.5-inch barrel. You know the drill. Comes with a second magazine in a smaller dice pouch. There you go. Now these look like Mekgar magazines. If they're not Mekgar, they don't say it on there, but if they're not, they're a pretty close approximation to it. I have noticed in the drop free is actually really nice with this gun. These magazines come right out. It's a real positive feel. You hit the magazine ejection and it pops right out of there. Pretty nice. It does come with the pinky extension. So there we go. Let's put a few rounds through it and then we'll talk a little bit more. I'm going to shoot a bunch of different ammo today. That was 115 grain from Freedom Munitions. Good round nose ball target ammo. I brought some hollow points out and we're going to try it all. Next up, we're going to try some 124 grain from Freedom. The fit and finish on the gun actually, you know, it feels really good. If I had anything negative to say about it, the sights are plastic, and while they are adjustable, they have some rough spots on them. But you know, at the price point you're talking here, Rick sells this gun for $279. The non-stainless version, I think, for about $50 less. You know, it's pretty hard to complain about that. I think really the target market for this gun is the consumer guy and I mean person, that really is, you know, just wants a gun for self-protection. They're not into it as a hobby. You know, it's not something that they're going to go put thousands of rounds through. I'm not saying that this gun won't shoot thousands of rounds. I'm just saying it's kind of that target. So I think, you know, they've aimed pretty squarely at their target market. The trigger on this gun is really stiff. It's about 7 pounds. And if you look at the take up there, you can see it's huge. And in fact, when I pulled the gun, asked to see the gun at Rock City, I was pulling the trigger and I kept saying, Good gosh, it's got some sort of safety disconnect or something on the trigger. And Glenn looked at me and he said, nah, keep pulling. It has a huge take-up, but the gun has a rare feature in that it is single action and double action. So you have second strike with this gun, which is, for a striker-fired gun, is somewhat unique. It's not terribly common. I've been dry firing it pretty much all afternoon, and the take-up I've kind of gotten adjusted to it, and you know, I think you can really see how it shoots. But you know, it's got about a 7-pound pull in single action mode. I didn't test the double action. I think the double action is really just, you know, probably about the same. It's just that long stiff take up. Let me break it down for you. It's breaks down like a Glock. You pull the trigger, pull these tabs down, or pull the slide back, pull the tabs down, slides right off. Internally, you know, it looks pretty much like your basic polymer pistol. It does have the double captive spring. Barrel comes out, I think it's 3.5 inch or 3.4. Put it back together. All in all, the internals look good. The slide rails look fine. They look fairly solid. The frame itself looks well manufactured. Let's shoot it some more. That's about 150 rounds down range. Not bad for a first outing. You know, we shot a wide variety of ammunition there, and so far I'm pretty impressed. I think the only trouble we really had was from the Freedom munitions. There was some feeding issues, and I'm really going to attribute that to just the gun being new. I took it out of the box, I cleaned it a little bit, ran a patch down the bore, and gave it a good lube, and that's about all I did. Not surprising to see, you know, guns first outing, to see some feeding issues, particularly with target ammo. All in all, you know, I'm pretty impressed for a first look at the gun. This was not a gun that was on my radar, and you know, to be honest, if it wasn't for the generosity of Rock City Guns, I wouldn't have been able to bring you the videos for this. So we're going to do probably 2 more videos. This video is really just a way to introduce the gun to you, and really to introduce it to me. This is literally my first round, and we'll probably make another video after a couple hundred more rounds, sort of give you the idea of what I think that how the gun is operating at that point. And then we'll do an NGS report on it as well, talk about what the available accessories are, and just the you know, the consumer viewpoint review of the gun. My finger's a little tired. That 7-pound trigger pull is considerable. You know, I wouldn't describe this gun as, you know, a range gun. You're going to have a lot of fun with it. But that being said, it was completely shootable. I think you can see from the targets that I was able to move from target to target, and was as accurate as you would need to be to use this gun for what the purpose it's designed. So far, so good. Well done, Taurus. All right, folks. Always remember, anyone could shoot. Anyone could shoot and have fun. Anyone could shoot the PT111. We'll see you next time.